Tennessee's Commerce and Insurance Department is one of the largest departments in state government.
But if you're looking for the commissioner, Julie McPeak, you likely won't find her in the office. News Channel 5 Investigates found she doesn't spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, in fact, consumer investigator Jennifer Krause discovered McPeak is often out of the country.
Our investigation found Julie McPeak travels a lot, but as we discovered, her trips are not official state business.
When Tennessee's Commerce and Insurance Commissioner is not in her office, chances are she's not even in Tennessee. Since taking the job in 2011, we found Julie McPeak has spent a considerable amount of time making speeches and attending meetings and conferences, not only around the country, but also traveling around the world, making repeated trips to Europe and Asia, along with stops in Africa, South America, and the Caribbean.
Isn't your first job here to be the Tennessee?
It absolutely is, and my priority has always been Tennessee.
But Tennessee is not sending McPeak on most of these trips. The National Association of Insurance Commissioners is.
I am traveling on their behalf because I'm the president-elect of the association. I've been an officer for a few years, and I've served in leadership of important committees up until that point.
Who is paying for these trips?
The National Association of Insurance Commissioners.
And the group covers all of McPeak's airfare, hotel rooms, and meals.
Any idea how much NAIC has spent on your travel?
No, I don't have any idea.
The organization wouldn't tell us how much they've spent, but as Tennessee's insurance commissioner, McPeak has taken more than 120 of these trips. So the NAIC has likely spent hundreds of thousands of dollars.
It seems to be a clear conflict of interest.
And that concerns Andy Spears, the executive director of the consumer advocacy group Tennessee Citizen Action. The NAIC is made up of state insurance commissioners like McPeak from across the country. The group takes in nearly $99 million a year, and most of that money comes from fees paid by the very people these commissioners regulate, insurance companies and agents.
No one disputes that NAIC receives most of its funding from the insurance industry, and she's basically got a credit card and travel expense and all of that paid by the insurance industry.
You took 30 trips last year.
Oh, okay.
You took 30 trips the year before.
I would have to trust you on those numbers.
The numbers come directly from McPeak's own travel request to the state. They show the number of trips she's taken has steadily increased, and so have the number of days she's been gone. 2 years ago, she was on the road 117 days. Last year, 120 days, or in other words, 4 whole months.
She has a big job, and if she's not present, it's hard for me to see how she's actually doing that job, and Tennesseans are paying the price.
As Commerce and Insurance Commissioner, McPeak is responsible for a department that oversees everything from regulating insurance rates and securities to the 911 system, fire protection, consumer protection, and nearly 24 state regulatory boards that oversee everything from realtors to car dealers.
So you don't think that it matters that you're not in the office?
I am in complete contact with my office at all times. I mean, notice I have cell phones and iPads, and even when I'm traveling and in different time zones, I am in complete contact with the office.
McPeak says her employees do a great job of getting things done when she's not there.
And you know, I have a really strong staff that knows how I feel about issues, knows my goals and objectives.
Yet state travel records show McPeak often takes her staff with her on these trips. In December, she took 10 employees to a 5-day conference in Miami.
What do you think taxpayers will say when they hear how many trips you're taking and how little time you're spending in the office?
I hope that they hear that we've saved 180 lives from our Get Alarm program, and that our insurance industry is burgeoning on the captive side, and that our regulatory boards are functioning with a lower budget and more efficiency than ever before.
But as good as McPeak tries to make it sound, last year was actually one of the deadliest years for fire deaths in Tennessee. And not only did McPeak approve some of the largest rate increases in health insurance in the country, many counties now have only one provider.
And it's great that she has this other interest, but we're not seeing the benefit of that as Tennesseans, and if this is what she's really interested in, we probably need someone else to be the commissioner.
Commissioner McPeak was supposed to be at an NAIC conference in Washington, D.C. today, but canceled her trip at the last minute. Now, tomorrow night, why some are asking, who is Julie McPeak really working for? A look at the close relationship between insurance commissioners and the insurance industry they regulate, and what this means for you. That's tomorrow night at 10.